The thing I think that people just don't really understand about Tesla is that it's a whole chain of startups. And they're like, well, you didn't do that before. Yeah, but we're doing it now.
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in this video, we're discussing Tesla's vertical integration and why it means that there is no way on Earth or even Mars that anybody is catching up with Tesla. We'll hear some comments from their Q3 earnings call, which provide some great insights into the level of absolutely insane vertical integration at Tesla. So let's get into the video. But first, hey guys, if you live in the US and would like up to 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 each, use the link in the description to WeBull and deposit $100 in your account. Each of these stocks will be a minimum of $8 in value. So if you suck at math, that is a 16% ROI on your $100. Not bad. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
And there's probably in excess of a dozen startups effectively in Tesla. Every major product line is a startup. Every big new plant is a startup. And sometimes, frankly, we have to learn the lesson a few times before it sinks in. Even things like service and sales are startups. Other car companies, OEMs, they don't own their sales and service. So we have to create our service network. We have to create our sales and delivery network. We have to do this in, 40 countries, multiple languages. Something that people don't really even know much about is our internal applications team that writes the core technology that runs the company. We are not dependent on enterprise software. Like, for those who understand what this means, this is a very big deal. And my hat is off to the great work of the internal applications team. They write the nervous system, the operating system of the company, the Tesla operating system. Extremely fundamental.
All right, we need to take a pause here and discuss. So just quickly, for those of you that don't know, enterprise software effectively is software that is designed for companies and organizations and includes things like customer relationship management, project management, marketing, all sorts of other bits and pieces as well. The long and short of it is this. For most companies, it makes a whole lot of sense to just buy somebody else's enterprise software and use it within your organization. Not Tesla. Why? Why use something off the shelf when you can custom code your own solution that will be better and more efficient and save you time and money over the long run? Oh, that's right, because nobody else has the brains to actually pull that off. Now, this is very important to understand. Everything that Tesla has focused their mind to, their software engineering talent, their manufacturing prowess, whatever it is, everything that they have focused their talents on, they have created and been successful in. Sure, it's not always on time, but this is the point. Find me another company on planet Earth with a similar market cap or annual revenue to Tesla or larger that's also written their own enterprise software that isn't primarily a software company. I don't think you'll be able to find one. This is very important. As I said, everything Tesla puts their mind to, they're able to succeed at. This is a scary thought for anybody attempting to compete with this company. If you encounter a challenge as a competitor, oh, that's all right, we can outsource that. Meanwhile, Tesla's like, fuck that shit, let's do it ourselves. You're smart, figure it out, done.
And the whole autonomy thing is a startup. The designing our own computer chips was a startup. Obviously, cells are a startup. Designing and making our own power electronics for the drive units. Manufacturing our own motors, chargers. The supercharger network is a startup. The thing I think that people just don't really understand about Tesla is that it's a whole chain of startups. And they're like, well, you didn't do that before. Yeah, but we're doing it now. And I think so far we've maybe been a bit slow with some of the startups, but I don't think we've had any of them fail. So far so good.
This has to be a truly terrifying thought to contemplate if you're any company attempting to compete with Tesla. Let's be honest, guys. The average IQ of a Tesla engineer is at least 1, maybe 2 standard deviations above anyone else working for another automaker. Now, I'm not trying to be a jerk or a dick here. I'm just pointing out the facts. The best engineers want to work for the most innovative companies with the most engineering freedom. They're going to have the biggest impact in the world, make the most change, and really allow the engineers to do what they do best. Engineer. They all want to work and all do work at Tesla and or SpaceX. Don't trust me? Look online. Search where graduating engineering students choose as their number 1 and 2 employer of choice in the United States. You'll be surprised to find they're SpaceX and Tesla. How are you going to be better at engineering, designing, vertically integrating stuff if you're not as smart, you're not as capable as an engineer? Now again, I'm not trying to disparage the engineers at Ford and GM, but let's be honest, okay? Most of the best engineers don't work there. They want to work for Elon, and they do. and hence why Tesla is so far ahead. They can vertically integrate everything they want because they've got the brains. Let me put it this way. In the future, everything that Tesla needs to solve any challenges, any problems, any ways that they can save costs, create a better product, etc., they'll be able to apply their big engineering brains under great leadership and very likely be able to succeed in achieving that outcome. Versus most other companies attempting to compete with Tesla, not competent, not even capable of trying, so they're not going to bother, which means headed for imminent bankruptcy. Mark my words, by the end of this decade, the vast majority of legacy automakers will be out of business.
I mean, Tesla is absurdly vertically integrated compared to other auto companies or basically almost any company. We have a massive amount of internal manufacturing technology that we build ourselves. We literally make the machine. In fact, we design. So like, okay, what is the thing we want to make? Design the machine that will make that thing. Then we make the machine. This makes it quite difficult to copy Tesla, which we're not actually that opposed to people copying us, but it's quite difficult because you can't do catalog engineering. You can't just, I'll pick up the supplier catalog, I'll get one of this machine, one of that machine, bingo, now I'm Tesla. You have to, there is no catalog. So we made the machine that made the machine that made the machine. We don't want to get carried away here, but yeah, it's like we just make a crazy amount of machinery internally. This is perhaps also not well understood. I don't know if this is like a smart move, but I just know, like, hey, if we're trying to make progress and nobody's got the machine that we need, we got to make it. So that's what we do.
Not to labor the point here too much, but just imagine you're Ford. And one day you discover that Tesla has some amazing new manufacturing technique allowing them to produce vehicles for 40% less than you. Great. How are they doing it? What machines are they using? We'll just buy those same machines and do the same thing that they are. What do you mean there's no machines that do what? What do you mean? Wait, you mean they made their own fucking machines? Which means that we can't buy them from a catalog? So how do we make our cars as cheap as Tesla? Oh, what you're saying is we can't. Good thing I get my retirement bonus in 3 years and I'm out of here.
Hey, Elon, what do you think the biggest structural issue is with the, let's call it old school OEMs, or one or two of the structural issues for them not getting their act together and catching up with you? And then you mentioned what we want the world to look like ahead of us. What do you envision that? Is like just Tesla or Tesla and Rivian or what? Thanks.
Well, I do think there will be other car companies. I don't think we're going to be the only one. So, I mean, the thing is that like what other car companies do, even in the auto segment, is quite a small subset of what Tesla does. So, Tesla, we design and build. We're very vertically integrated. So we're designing and building so much more of the car than other OEMs who will largely go to the traditional supply base and like I call it catalog engineering. So it's not very adventurous, and basically it ends up like all the products end up looking the same because they're going to the same suppliers. So I mean, to the degree that you inherit the legacy components, you inherit the legacy limitations and cost structure, and so you kind of need to make new ingredients, new parts, and then there's no machine to make those parts, so you have to make the machine that makes the parts. So Tesla's like we might be an order of magnitude more vertically integrated than other car companies, and if we're not now, we certainly will be. And then we also have to create, like I said, our sales and service and distribution system in, I don't know, something on the order of 40 countries. At some point it'll be over 100 countries, whereas the other car companies do not own their sales and service and distribution. So, they kind of, assemble parts from a supply base and then hand them to a dealer base. So it's just like, it's not just it's like comparing Tesla to a car company, like just comparing just really one facet or dimension of Tesla. We're like maybe 10% in common with other car companies.
This one point from Elon, the fact that Tesla is, say, 10% in common with other automotive manufacturers, tells you everything you need to know. Of course, this is something that was so easily missed by most stock analysts, investors, and quiet observers on the sidelines. They looked at Tesla, They saw they made products that had wheels and moved people around and thought, oh, they're just like every other automotive manufacturer. Failed to look under the hood, failed to recognize the insane level of vertical integration or the gigantic collective brains at Tesla that are able to do things that nobody else can. And now they're finally starting to realize, oh shit, wow. Yeah, that lead they have actually, that is unassailable.
Insurance could very well be, I don't know, 30-40% of the value of the car business, frankly. And as we've talked about before, with a much better feedback loop, instead of it being statistical, it can be specific. Now, obviously, somebody does not have to choose our insurance, but I think a lot of people will. It's going to cost less and be better, so why wouldn't you?
Okay, someone please help me out here. Maybe Elon misspoke. I find that unlikely though. How in the fuck does automotive insurance from Tesla become 30 to 40% of their automotive business? I don't get it. Maybe we're factoring in autonomous vehicles, higher utilization, maybe the insurance charges per mile, or maybe Tesla's manufacturing costs come so far down, their cost comes so far down that the insurance just makes up a much larger chunk. I still find that very difficult to imagine. Or maybe Tesla is so confident that there'll be so few accidents in vehicles using their autonomous driving that they'll be paying out so few insurance premiums that they can undercut everybody by a significant margin and still make an enormous profit on all the insurance premiums they take because they almost never have to pay out due to collisions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Was Elon high? Did he misspeak? Or is he actually genuinely of the impression that maybe in the future the insurance component will be 30 to 40% of Tesla's business? It's a weird one. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and stake using the links below. Open a new WeBull account, deposit $100 and you'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600. And stake, spin the roulette wheel, you'll either get Nike, GoPro or Dropbox. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.